Yes, Gracie, those are library books. They smell different from normal books because other people have used them. Hello everybody! Leighton here, aka Book Girl, bringing you another Fangirling with Leighton. Today we're doing something new because that's always fun. So, I'm broke. Like, I ain't got no cash money in the bank. And this is because I'm a college student and I'm going to be in debt for the rest of my life due to student loans. So who knows when I'm actually going to be able to buy myself a book ever again. Which means I'm stuck with the library for now. But I've also really wanted to get into the book haul type of thing, you know, with all the other booktubers who do their monthly book hauls. And so here I am today with my own version, the poor man's version, library book haul. So since I can't just buy books and keep them for however long I want because, you know, I bought them, I don't get to do big book hauls. I don't get to have the fun of just picking out a ton of books and then putting them on a TBR shelf, which is a bit of a shame, but this means that I have to be logical in how many books I pick out. So what I'm doing is 4 books per month. Basically a book a week, that's my goal. So now I present to you the 4 books that I got from the library for this book haul that I'm going to read this month. The first is Shadow and Bone by Leah Bardugo. I just butchered that. I apologize. Also, look at how shiny this cover is because it's, you know, library plastic covering. So aesthetically pleasing, I know. But anyway, this is the first book in the Grisha series trilogy. I think it's a trilogy. And I'm not gonna lie, the main reason I got this book was because I really want to read the Six of Crows duology. But from what I've gathered from other booktubers, apparently like this series comes first and the Six of Crows is kind of like a spin-off of this series, so I figured I should probably read this series first. But I'm looking forward to it. It looks like a reasonably short read, you know, compared to the other books that I got. So I'm looking forward to this as like a fun short read that I get to do in a week's time. From what I've gathered, this book is magical. It's about a girl and there's a war and she finds out she's magical, I guess. This is all that I've figured out from the cover flap. But it sounds really interesting. It is not the only book about an orphan that I have in this this book haul. And I'm just really looking forward to reading it, honestly. I've kind of had my eye on this series and the Six of Crows series since I got back into BookTube, so I'm excited to get on with it. The next book that I hauled from the library, literally on my bike with my backpack, is The Inexplicable Logic of My Life by Benjamin Alier Sanas. Still don't know how to pronounce his name. In case you don't know, I did do a book chat about his other book, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. So if you want to click on that info card, it's on one of these sides, I don't remember, then you can go ahead and check that out. But yeah, I loved Aristotle and Dante, so when I saw that this book was by that same author, I freaked out. And it seems like there's more gay Mexicans in this book. It is not a sequel to Aristotle and Dante, I don't think. But according to the front cover flap, apparently this is about a kid named Sal and his adoptive parents are gay, I guess, and stuff happens that makes him question himself and who he is, and he and his friend Samantha have to figure things out. I don't know. It sounds really interesting to me. It's by the same guy, again, who wrote one of my favorite books of all time. So I'm really excited to get to this book. The third book that I hauled is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabah Tahir, I think is how you say her name. The main reason I got this book is because it's new, it was on display at my library, and I remembered booktubers talking about it. Other than the inexplicable logic of my life, like there's kind of a running theme in this book haul that's kind of like a high fantasy type of otherworldly thing where there's wars going on and stuff. But long story short, from what I gather, again, this book is about a girl who is a slave and then she meets a guy who is a soldier, and I assume they fall in love because that's how these things normally go. But it does sound interesting, and I like going into books not knowing much about them other than the basic premise like I'm telling you, because I want to be surprised, you know? I don't go onto BookTube and I don't like find out the full plot of the book before I pick it up because that's not for me. I like to be surprised. And the final book that I have hauled, which I've already started, I'm only like 3 pages in, is Strange the Dreamer by Lonnie Taylor? Lonnie Taylor? I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry if I'm butchering all these author names. I'm not good with names. But this is a book by the same author who wrote the Daughter of Smoke and Bones series, which I did not read. I may get around to reading that series eventually, but for now I just figured I'd pick up this one-off book. This one's a doozy. Look at how thick that is. I chose to do this one first because I figured, you know, get the really thick hard book out of the way. And honestly, out of all of the books that I hauled, this is the one that I know the least about, and I'm already reading it and I still don't know what's going on. But from the first 3 pages that I've read, apparently there's this lost city, I think it's called Weep, and there's a lot of crazy names and words, and this kid has been orphaned. Again, like I said, orphans are kind of a theme in this book haul, along with high fantasy. And he's been orphaned, and so he's living with monks right now. And I'm assuming he's gonna go off and try to find this lost city, because that seems to be a dream of his. I am very interested to see what happens in this book, though, because it's always the books that really confuse me in the beginning that I end up really liking in the end, which may seem counterintuitive, but it's kind of like with the Raven Cycle series. You know, I started out confused out of my mind, and then I ended up loving that series, and it's because, you know, they don't just give you everything right away. They don't just feed you the information on a silver platter. You get a chance to be confused and get a chance to try to figure it out before they tell you what's going on. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it sounds promising. I'm really excited to find out what this book has to offer. So yeah, that is my library book haul for the month of June. I have to juggle a part-time job and finishing my book and doing booktube videos and finishing 1 book a week because I like to torture myself. We'll see how that goes. And then the goal is to, in the month of July, do 1 book chat on one of these books, probably whichever was my favorite, or whichever I feel would be the most interesting to do a book chat about. And then for the other 3, I'm going to do written reviews on my personal blog, which will hopefully be interesting. I kind of think I know that I'm more eloquent on the written page. So if you'd like eloquent, well-worded book reviews, and also if you'd like to find out about my writing process, like I just mentioned, I'm writing a book, so if you'd like to find out what's going on with all that, then you can check out my personal blog at www.readwritelevefiction.com. And while we're talking about where to find me on the internet, you can also go to @bookgrl13, that's @bookgirl13 on Tumblr, or you can go to @book_grl13 on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully these book hauls will be fun. Maybe if I get better at reading, I can start getting more books from the library, but we'll see about that. But for now, click up there if you want to subscribe, click over there if you want to watch my last Fangirling with Leighton video, and click on my boobs if you want to watch the last video that was uploaded to my channel. And I hope that you guys have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye!